got a Balder here with me this time. Oh, my goodness, he's so cute. I gotta record a video, baby. Yes, he's so cute. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Micah Weingarten. I am a burnout recovery coach. I am a certified trauma-informed somatic coach working with high achieving women who are on the verge of burnout or at burnout. I help those women. Blah, blah. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Micah Weingarten, a certified trauma-informed somatic coach specializing in burnout recovery. I help high-achieving women and men come back from the brink of overwhelm through nervous system regulation, support, and love because you have magic powers, and I'm just here to remind you to step back into them and use them for your higher good. So today I want to talk about how I've been doing. I've been talking a lot about rewards and things you can do when you need a timeout, but you can't quit your job or you can't say no to certain things, and offering some tips and tricks from my perspective to help you through those things. I've had a really great time engaging with people in the comments of my shorts. So go head over there and take a look at some of those. But I wanted to just talk about how I've been doing and why this topic of energy preservation and taking care of yourself is so important to me right now. I am in the midst of a huge life transition on a couple of different fronts. I do have a corporate job that I really love and enjoy, and I'm currently transitioning into a new role with different responsibilities and things like that. It is new to me. It is a different field than what I've been working in for the last 20 years. So I'm very excited and I'm looking very much. This is a good transition, but even good transitions have stress and extra care needs to be taken when going through a new transition. And also, business wise, I've decided to shift things up and focus on long form content like this YouTube channel and switching from one on one coaching to more group membership programs and public speaking because I really want to inspire and inform and educate larger audiences. And that's something I just can't do on a one on one level. I will continue to have one-on-one coaching at a future point in time, but right now I'm focusing on these things. So that requires that I gut my business and kind of rebuild things with a stronger foundation. Again, I'm really excited about these changes that are coming, and they're all really, really good. But again, with change, even when it's good, comes a lot of stress. And so I've had to really pause and consider where I am in the moment and what it is that I'm walking towards, what it is I want to step into, and being really mindful with my intentions, with my energies, and with my actions. Most days are good days lately. I'm like flying high on all of the new leaves that I'm turning over. Yet I can say for probably the past week and a half, the way I could describe how I've been feeling is I feel like I've been walking around with a weighted blanket over my head that it feels like I'm trudging through mud. It's been actually physically challenging to breathe. I have some structural issues with my nose that I'm hoping to get addressed pretty soon. It's big on the outside, little on the inside. It's like a reversed TARDIS, but enough about my nose. How do you show up in a world when you are so exhausted and so depleted, you can barely function on the day to day? So, I want to just offer what I have been doing for myself. And some of this is repeat stuff that I've covered in previous videos and shorts, but just want to give you an insight on what I'm actively doing because I'm in it right now. I'm in it right now. I really debated about making a video this week because I've been so tired, but honestly, I felt like it was important and I had the energy to put it together. So I made notes again, so I don't go into the woods. Uh, Number one, be honest to yourself so that you can be honest with others about where you're at. I have had to a couple of times cancel very anticipated plans with friends that I hadn't seen in a while because I had too much. There was just too much. I knew that if I had gone forward with these plans, I wouldn't have been fully present. I probably would have been very anxious and short and not paying attention. And that wasn't the energy that I wanted to bring. That wasn't who I wanted to show up as. So, respectfully, I reached out and just was honest. I have a lot going on right now. Things didn't go the way that I expected them to this week, and so I need to reschedule. And thankfully, I have found that throughout my life, I have been super anxious to cancel plans with people when I am not the same person coming into those plans as I was making those plans. Does that resonate? Have you ever made plans and then wondered 2 weeks later when you show up for those plans who you were and why you did that thing? Yeah, so that's where I am often. And I one, how to get better at looking at what was going around on in my life around the time that I was making plans and adjust accordingly or suggest alternative dates and times to better fit with my schedule and hopefully theirs. And I always felt when I was younger that no one would understand. People would think I didn't like them. People would be upset that I was flaking on them. People would call me lazy or have all of these thoughts and judgments. I'm embarrassed to say how long it took me to get over that. Because what people think about me is none of my business. They have a right to think that I'm lazy or whatever. That's their right. They have a right to think whatever they want. It's not my responsibility. I can try to be as accommodating to them as possible, but neither one of us should have to um hurt ourselves to show up for the other one. It should be a loving exchange and it should be easy for the most part. So I have found as I've gotten older that most people are totally fine to just plans. I didn't ask anybody to reschedule their wedding for me, obviously, but like lunch dates and hangouts with friends can easily be moved or outings with family can easily be moved most of the time, or you just miss out and that's okay because that's what you needed in the moment. So learning to be honest with myself was what I needed to do because I would often tell myself these elaborate stories in order to guilt or shame myself into following through with plans that were no longer aligned or I just was too depleted to show up to. So being honest with myself first and foremost was the first step. And then once I was able to be honest with myself, it was easier for me to be honest with other people. People don't need an explanation. Oh, I have this going on at work, and they don't need this story. They just need to know today is not the day. Would this other day work? That's it. That's all they need to know. Sometimes people reach out and ask for more detail because they care about you. They want to know how to support you. That's fucking amazing. Keep those people in your life. Number two, this was a big one. Don't beat yourself up. So I have found in particularly the last week when I've been feeling super sluggish and exhausted, that I need to push myself or that I need to show up or that it's been a week. I should feel better now. Why don't I feel better after a week of rest? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't feel better after a week of healing or whatever you're going through. Your rest, you cannot put a timeline on how long you need to rest. How long you rest is how long you need to rest. Sometimes it's a day and sometimes it's a few months. It just depends. Like when I had to have major surgeries 10 years ago, I was allotted an amount of time to heal. Ultimately, it took me 2 years to fully heal from that. And I was upset with myself at the time because I wasn't healing fast enough. My body heals really slowly. That's just how it is. So when I broke my foot a couple of summers ago, I had to be really careful and really cautious. And I'm still, no, I'm extra cautious, still needing to be delicate with that foot sometimes because I'm just slow to heal. Eventually it'll be back up to full speed and full strength, and I am looking forward to that. In the meantime, I have to do my strengthening exercises, my stretching exercises every day to nurture that. Sometimes you need more rest than you expect, and that's okay. That's why I offered other videos that I'll link here. Um, to offer some suggestions, at least from my perspective, on things you can do to try to diminish your responsibilities, try to back out from some things so that you can prioritize on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. It takes what it takes. You cannot necessarily put a timestamp on something and go, everything should be good. Everything should be fine now. Number 3, do less, be realistic, and be kind. I literally had dirty dishes sitting in my kitchen for 4 or 5 days. I had a pot that I had done some batch cooking in. I put the lid on it so that my cats wouldn't get into, they don't actually get into my stuff, so but just in case. I left it there. I left it there for days. Um, I left dishes on my counter for days. I didn't wipe up the counter near the cooktop for days because I just didn't have the energy. Because just getting myself a cup of water was a huge lift. And that was all that I could manage being in the kitchen, was to reheat a meal, get myself a beverage so that I could survive the moment. And that was okay. I didn't die because I didn't wash the dishes. Thankfully, I didn't have pest issues. I have had a massive cockroach problem in my house, like when I first moved in, because it was empty and that was like a whole thing. So I know what it's like to have to be like super meticulous. Thankfully, I didn't have to be. I did what I could. I didn't do laundry for 2 weeks because I just didn't have the energy. And I fortunately had enough underwear to get through that span of time. But I just did the bare minimum. I showed up to serve clients. I showed up to my day job and I completed the commitments that I made for myself that I felt I had the energy to complete. And that felt good. I was kind with myself. I spoke to myself sweetly. I did not use any kind of judgmental or harmful language towards myself. If I did, I started talking to myself like I do to my cats, which is very sweetly and celebrating just their existence for being cute little fur monsters. I can't tell you what it's like. You should hype yourself up the way you hype up your pets or your children or anything you have cute aggression towards. Hype yourself up like you would pets or children or flowers or insects, whatever your shtick is. It's life changing. It shouldn't be, but it is. Be kind to yourself the way you are kind to the pets that you love and the children that you love. Number 4, engage in nurturing practices. One of the things that I do on the regular is check in with myself and ask myself, what do I need? Do I need a lovely bath in this moment? Do I need Beautiful cup of tea. I'm a tea fanatic. It's a whole thing. Do I need a foot massage? Do I need a nap? Do I need to bathe myself in some perfume or scented oil? Do I need to burn all of the incense and candles in this house? Do I need to do something to, what can I do to lift up my spirits? Do I need to walk? Do I need to jump? Do I need to go roller skate? Do I need to go swimming? What do I need to do to nurture myself in this moment? Maybe it's a mani pedi, whatever. Maybe it's some breath work and meditation and yoga. Embracing, engaging in nurturing practices help to fill the cup and expedite rest. So if you're resting, maybe rest to you is taking a nap or laying in bed. If that isn't filling your cup, if that isn't meeting your rest quota, like I mentioned before, try to engage in other activities that sound nourishing and lovely. I love making soap. I love making tinctures and salves and lotions and things like that. So sometimes doing a creative project or knitting or painting, doing a create or a puzzle, doing a creative project can really, really lift the spirit and help soothe nerves and help you to start feeling better. And number 5, engage in those nurturing practices before you feel depleted. Engage in nurturing practices before you feel depleted, because having a habit of engaging in things that help you to feel good, help fill up your rest quotient faster and more regularly. It is so important that we do nurturing activities that fill our cup, that excite us, that get our creative minds thinking, that keep our body busy, that keep our mind busy, that keep our heart full, keeps us from overwhelm and burnout. It keeps us from enduring a ton of stress. It helps balance the scales of stress. Have a menu of activities that you can do. This is something I like to do. I have a list. I used to have it on my desk. I have a list of activities that I can do when I'm feeling stuck and feeling low energy and feeling like I'm trapped or I need a shake up. I have a list of things that I can look at that I enjoy doing generally. And I can go, okay, I'm too tired for roller skating, but I could do a puzzle or I could build a Lego set. I am too antsy to do a knitting project, but roller skating or swimming sounds delightful. I am too tired to go for a jog around the block or go for a hike. So maybe I just need to watch a movie that I've seen 20 times already or a new movie, whatever. Just create a menu for yourself. So that way, when you're feeling stuck and you're feeling tired, you're not having to go, I can't think of anything. You've already done the work. You just need to look and say, what feels good right now? What sounds good to me right now? So those are my top five things that I'm doing right now to try to keep myself not beating myself up, just being in the moment of what is and continue to show up where I need to show up by doing the bare minimum so that I have energy for the things that I need to have energy for. I would love to hear what resonated with you. I would love to hear what you like to do to fill your rest cup. I hope this video was helpful. Until next time, I'm off next week. I try to take 1 week off of creation every month just so that I can get myself a little bit of rest and engage in those nourishing practices I just described. So that's it for now. I look forward to next time, and click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content and want to get notified for when my next video drops in a couple of weeks. Bye bye for now.